Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another Zooba tutorial. I was asked in the comments to do an Earl how to play. I'm actually really happy about this because I really like the character Earl. He's the only character I have a primal instinct for, which it's pretty cool. Earl's not quite my favorite character anymore. He was been replaced by Larry because he does have his downsides, but on overall, Earl is such an amazing character. He's very difficult to play though and can get frustrating. But once mastered, he is definitely a character that you want to have on your side. So let's hop into items. Look at these beautiful. I'm just kidding. These are terrible items for Earl. Don't use them. No defibrillator if you're using teams. For items, I suggest having vampire teeth since he does do a high amount of damage. Since I don't have my fourth item, I'm not gonna have jungle shoes. Normally, my fourth item would be jungle shoes rather than holy sandals. Holy sandals is amazing because his gentleman's grapple can, if you're in the water and you pull someone, you pull them into the water with you. So you not only get the few seconds where they can't move, you also get to destroy them while they're trying to get out of the water. Lastly, I recommend adrenaline shot, but that's mostly because one, I'm totally horrible about using my medkits properly, and two, I like to play in higher tier Grandmasters going to Grandmaster 2, as you can see, and oftentimes you take a lot of damage quickly, especially if you're not a high level character. Well, I mean, I'm 13, which is pretty high, but not high for Grandmaster 2. If you are comfortable using medkits, then I would swap it out for jungle shoes. And if you have all four items, I would put adrenaline in jungle, or if you're confident using items, I would add a fun item, kind of like, I would say happy treats, or bandage. I don't have bandage yet, but bandage would be very good on Earl, seeing as he's got lots of health. Now moving on to weapon attributes. For his spear, you want high velocity and range, because since you are a more close range, tankier character, you want to have a weapon against Nyx's or ranged characters, so you aren't just completely defenseless. So you want your spear to be pretty long range and fast, you can hit those shots. For your bow, range is kind of good, but it's not a huge thing. Velocity is not important. Cooldown reduction is important because I'm pretty sure your weapons reload a lot slower than your claw does. You want them to reload about the same time. So you want to cool them down quite a lot so they all kind of finish in a cycle, because you're not going to be using your weapons very often until you grab someone. As for range, it's decent to have range just as a last resort. Velocity is not important because you don't need to have speed because they're stunned for 3 seconds after you yoink them in. As for shotgun, same thing. Little bit of range, little bit of cooldown reduction, not a lot of velocity. So that's all I have for just what items and stuff. Now let's go ahead and just hop into some gameplay. Okay, so I loaded into some duos. I accidentally did duos, not solos, but I think that this will be fine. I'm just going to explain my actions, what I'm doing. So the first thing you got to get used to is Earl is his passive. Zooba says that if you walk sideways with Earl, you gain speed. Now, when they say you gain speed, they mean you gain speed. He's actually faster than Larry. However, you can't really walk sideways. Die. So what you have to get used to doing is holding out your claw. Then you can turn and orientate yourself to always be walking sideways. This also sets you up for being able to grab people on the fly. You don't have to prepare, you don't have to aim, you already have it out and ready. So now you're faster than the Larry and you're always prepared. This is very useful for Earl. That's the first thing you need to figure out, and it will majorly improve your game, getting you much easier wins, and just in generally making your life better. Oh, I forgot to put adrenaline shot on. As for just playing tips, I suggest staying near water, because, like I said, if someone's in the water, they can't attack you back. Oh, shoot. My teammate's dead. That's basically what you're going to want to do. Stay around the water. Always have your claw out, because if you don't, it's going to be It's not smart to live without your claw, because look how slow I am. But then I attach this. Much faster. Now, when you're fighting a ranged character like this, you're going to want to try to juke them out, which is just jiggling from side to side and holding your claw. They can't hit you with their shots. It makes them a lot more susceptible to damage. Ah, shoot. I was so close. Did you see that? Alright, I'm going to hop into another game real fast just to explain some more things. Not duos this time, and I'm going to put my adrenaline shot on. So yeah, his primal instinct does damage when you grab someone, which I find really awesome. Because when I saw this, I was a little bit disappointed, actually. I was like, oh, it's just going to be like 10 damage. But no, it actually is a massive amount of damage. And I did teams again, didn't I? Whatever. It makes a huge difference. And I, for one, am very glad I got it. Would I rather Larry's? Definitely. But I'm going to be thankful for this one. So, you always want to be walking sideways. There's hardly ever a reason where you would not want to be using his passive. And it really saddens me whenever I have a teammate who doesn't know how to use the passive, because I'm just like, they're missing out on so much power. Like, Earl is immediately just made 10 times better with this passive effect. When you're fighting people, you want to be very, very careful about who you pick fights with. Like I said, because a sniper character is going to be able to knock you back, and anyone who's half decent at playing is going to shoot you with a spear or bow, which induces knockback when they see you about to activate your claw. They can tell you about to activate it because it has a little hologram beside it that actually makes you look like it. They know you're holding it out. So you almost want to fake them out, do this little shuffle. I still haven't mastered it, but when you do, it is very powerful. You can dodge bullets like nobody's business. If you get hit when you're using your claw and miss like that, do not use your weapons. You have to develop a muscle memory not to use your weapons, because if you do, you are going to be rendered completely defenseless while everything reloads. In which that case, you can't use your sidewalk ability either, because you cannot hold onto a gun that needs to be reloaded. There, I missed. Rather than wasting all my weapons, I stayed back, and now I have stuff that I can run away with. Now, the sequence of attacks is important. When you grab someone in, you can't just rattle off all your shots. You have to be careful about it. When you grab someone in, the first thing you do is you want to activate either your shotgun or your bow before they even get to you, because that will allow you to deal damage to them before the stun actually starts. So you're using time that you didn't have before, like that. I shot them before they even got to me. So I shot them before they were stunned, even though technically they were already stunned. And this allows me to add even more time to the time I already had that they were stunned for. The last thing you want to shoot off is your spear, because it has such good range, you can shoot it while they run away. So I'm fighting level 16 here, not ending so hot for me. They're probably going to go for this medkit. Alright, I killed their teammate with my primal instinct. Sadly, I did end up losing a medkit due to this level 11 over here. What? Okay, yeah. That's another thing I wanted to talk about, is the hitbox. Sadly, Zooba has had a very, very poor construction of the hitbox of Earl's claw. What you'd think is if you hit it perfectly in the middle of a character, it would equal an excellent hit. Sadly, this is not the case. It almost seems like a worse chance of getting a claw if you hit them in the middle. So what you actually want to do is hit off to the side of the hitbox, which will allow you to make much more precise grabs. So if you hit them on the side, like let's say you grab their arm or the side of their head or something, it's going to pull them in a lot more often than if you were to hit them in the middle. It just doesn't work. So that was a win, guys. That was pretty sick, honestly. I'm pretty cool. That was a pretty cool win. That's really all I have for Earl. Let me know down in the comments if this video helped. And also, I don't want to make videos that y'all aren't going to watch. So I want y'all to let me know what kind of videos you want to see, and I will make them. Alright, I'm not kidding. If you want a Zooba video a certain way, I will try my hardest to make them. So, that's all really I have to say about Earl. So yeah, just enjoy some gameplay.